Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you something. What if I told you that just 1 hour a day has the power to change your entire life? Not your job, not your bank account. You? We live in a time where 24 hours never seem enough. But the truth is, you don't need more hours. You need clear focus. Just 1 hour, 60 minutes is enough to start a personal revolution. Many people waste it on scrolling, gossip, or things that bring no value tomorrow. But those who succeed use it to build something within themselves. 1 hour a day to read, to plan, to learn, to grow. You don't have to leave your job or wait for the perfect chance. That single hour, whether early morning, late at night, or even during a lunch break, can be your secret weapon. The difference between who you are now and who you wish to become lies in how you use that 1 hour. If you dedicate it to learning, in 1 year you'll be ahead of most people. If you invest it in your body, your mind, or your relationships, in 5 years you won't even recognize your old life. But you must treat that hour as something sacred, because it is. People often say they don't have time, but that's not true. We always find time for what we value. If your future doesn't deserve 1 hour a day, then you're not serious about your future. So here's my challenge. Begin today. Spend 1 hour just for yourself. Not for your boss, not for your family, not for social media, for the person you are becoming. Because if you don't build your own dream, someone else will hire you to build theirs. 1 hour a day has the power to change your life. And one day you'll look back and realize it already has. Greatness doesn't come from talent alone. It comes from consistent, focused effort. One deliberate hour a day, that's the cost. Think of a drop of water. Alone, it seems weak. But with persistence, it can carve through stone. That's exactly what small habits do with the obstacles in your life. They don't smash through them. They wear them down slowly, steadily, and with consistency. The world celebrates big wins, overnight success, and breakthrough stories. But what often goes unnoticed is the quiet, steady rhythm of small daily choices behind those successes. These aren't dramatic acts or rare events. They are simple habits, repeated, honored, and maintained, even when nobody is watching. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't luck, intelligence, or connections. It's discipline. It's routine. It's the daily, almost invisible actions done consistently. 1 hour a day of deliberate effort, whether reading, learning, practicing, or writing, may not feel like much at first, but over time it becomes more powerful than talent or timing. It's easy to underestimate these small actions because the results aren't immediate. You go to the gym once and nothing changes. You read a few pages and don't feel smarter. You meditate for 5 minutes and still feel restless. And that's when many people quit. They want results too quickly. But real transformation begins silently, almost invisibly, before it shows on the surface. The beauty of small habits is that they require no permission, no money, and no special timing. Anyone, anywhere can begin. You don't need to take a week off, change your career, or move to a new city. You only need 1 hour and the decision to start. When you commit to even one small act every day, no matter how busy or tired you are, you send a powerful message to yourself that your growth matters, your goals matter, you matter. Imagine deciding to learn a new language for 1 hour a day. At first you'll stumble, you'll forget words, you'll feel awkward. But you keep showing up. After a month, you're better. After 3 months, you're having simple conversations. After a year, you're fluent. People will call you talented, but it wasn't talent, it was 1 hour a day, repeated without fail. Big changes often feel overwhelming. That's why many people never begin. But when you see success as nothing more than small habits stacked together, the journey becomes simple. You don't need to see the peak of the mountain, you just need to take the next step. 1 more hour, 1 more page, 1 more practice. Now apply this same approach to any part of life, your health, finances, relationships, mindset, or career. Small, consistent actions give you an advantage. They set you apart, not because you did something amazing once, but because you showed up every day. And here's something most people don't realize. Habits don't just improve skills, they shape identity. If you write daily, you don't just improve, you become a writer. If you train daily, you don't just get fit, you become an athlete. This shift in identity gives meaning to your actions and strengthens your discipline. Behind every great success lies a hidden force. It isn't talent, luck, or timing. It's consistency. It's the decision to show up again and again, regardless of how you feel or how slow the results seem. Consistency is rarely exciting. It doesn't draw attention, but it is the foundation of every lasting achievement. When you stick with something consistently, whether it's learning, practicing, creating, or improving, you build momentum, and momentum is powerful. It amplifies your effort. It creates flow. It takes a scattered life and turns it into a focused one. But the only way to reach that stage is by pushing through the times when it feels pointless, when progress is invisible, and when motivation fades. Because motivation rises and falls, but consistency is a choice. It's not a feeling, it's a habit. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they give up too soon. They try something for a few weeks, and when results don't come fast, they move on. They want sparks, not systems. They want fireworks. But success doesn't come like an explosion. It comes like a steady flame, a rhythm, a repetition that slowly turns the ordinary into the extraordinary. Writing just 1 page a day may seem like nothing, but in a year, that's a full book. Saving a small amount daily may feel minor, but it becomes financial security later. Practicing for an hour a day might not feel life-changing at first, but after 365 hours, you gain skills, a mindset, maybe even a career shift. Many people expect too much from a single day, but underestimate what steady effort can create over a year. That's the paradox of progress. We want fast results, yet true growth takes time. It comes from small daily actions that don't seem significant at first, but when compounded over time, become unstoppable. The difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't is not one-time effort. It's steady effort. Showing up once is simple. Showing up when it's hard, dull, or inconvenient. That's where strength is built. Every time you continue instead of quitting, you create more than results. You build resilience. You build discipline. You build trust in yourself. Another gift of consistency is credibility, both with others and with yourself. When you keep promises to yourself day after day, you begin to trust your own discipline. You stop relying on external validation. You become your own source of motivation. And that kind of inner strength can't be borrowed, bought, or faked. It's earned through steady commitment over time. Consistency also brings clarity. When you commit to a path, you learn what works and what doesn't. You don't just move forward, you move forward with sharper insight. The daily effort becomes a feedback loop, and with each cycle you improve not just your results, but your thinking, planning, and actions. It shifts from trial and error to precision. The world is full of starters, but very few finishers. Very few are willing to work quietly, improve daily, and grow without applause or instant reward. Yet that's exactly where real progress happens. That's where confidence is built. That's where lasting success is born. Every skill you master, every idea you understand, every perspective you gain, these are things no one can take away. They don't expire. They don't lose value. They don't disappear when the economy shifts. Learning is the best investment because it compounds. One idea today could become a business tomorrow. One insight could change the direction of your entire life. And the best part, learning has never been more accessible. With a single device, you now have more knowledge at your fingertips than the richest kings of the past ever had. You can learn a language, master a skill, take a course, or read the greatest books, all without leaving your home. The gatekeepers are gone. The only question is, are you willing to take advantage of it? In today's fast-changing world, your most valuable asset isn't a title, a degree, or even money. It's your ability to keep learning. Not once, not only in school, but constantly, with curiosity and intention. The people who thrive long-term aren't the ones who already know everything. They're the ones who keep growing, adapting, and improving no matter what. While many waste hours scrolling through distractions, those who dedicate time to learning are quietly building their future. They don't wait for opportunity, they prepare for it. And preparation doesn't start with money or resources. It starts with one simple choice: to grow a little every day, to give at least an hour to your mind, and to replace passive consumption with active growth. That's why the most successful people across all fields share one trait: they never stop learning. They read, they ask, they explore. They seek feedback. They know knowledge is leverage. The more you know, the better you see. The better you see, the smarter your choices. And better choices lead to better results. But real learning isn't just about gathering information, it's about transformation. It changes how you think, how you solve problems, how you connect with people, and how you manage your time, energy, and emotions. It gives you mental tools that shape how you face challenges. You begin to see connections others miss. You start to work on a higher level, not because you're naturally smarter, but because you've trained your mind. Many spend years chasing money or status, forgetting that the true driver behind both is the ability to keep learning. If you want to earn more, you need to grow more. If you want to stay relevant, you must keep evolving. And the only way to evolve is through continuous learning. This isn't about formal education. It's not about grades or certificates. It's about self-education, the kind that happens in your free time, away from classrooms when no one is watching. It's about reading the books most ignored, choosing learning over mindless entertainment, and practicing skills when others are idle. That type of learning builds quiet strength. It may not be visible, but it's always valuable. Learning sharpens your vision. It makes you proactive, not reactive. It prepares you not just for the world as it is, but for the world as it's becoming. Because industries will change, technology will shift, jobs will disappear. But if you keep learning every day, you won't fear change. You'll be ready for it. Most people wait. They wait for pressure, for crisis, for deadlines, for a reason to act. But waiting often means it's already too late. When the challenge arrives, the truth is, preparation doesn't happen under pressure. It happens daily, quietly, before the storm comes. The people who succeed when times are uncertain, who move forward when others get stuck, who adapt when many freeze. These are the people who prepare before life forces them to. Preparation often goes unnoticed. It doesn't win praise and it doesn't give instant rewards. But it is one of the smartest decisions you can ever make. When you consistently put time into building your skills, your connections, your ideas, and your discipline, you're not only improving today, you're safeguarding tomorrow. You're creating choices for yourself before life leaves you with none. Think of someone who dedicates 1 hour a day to learning coding. Not because they're in the tech industry, but because they understand the direction the world is heading. A year later, when their company automates their department, they're not caught off guard. They don't panic. They shift easily because they built the skill long before they had to. Or picture a person who puts aside a small amount of money every month, not because they need it right now, but because they know one day they might. And when hard times arrive, they aren't the ones asking for help. They're the ones offering it. The truth is, preparation often proves its value only when it's too late to start. Most people don't think about building until life begins to shake the ground beneath them. That's why so many live reactively, waiting until they're pushed, only planning ahead when the present no longer works. But those who consistently win aren't waiting for things to happen. They're preparing for them. They're not just hoping things turn out well. They're ready for whatever may come, even the challenges others never imagined. Building before you need it means learning new skills before the old ones fade. It means forming relationships before you ever ask for support. It means shaping your mindset before life tests your patience, courage, or strength. It's not about fear. It's about foresight. It's about thinking ahead, seeing what others don't, and playing the long game in a world obsessed with quick gains. It's easy to stay comfortable. If life feels fine today, why think about tomorrow? But that's exactly how people get caught off guard. That's how companies collapse. That's how people remain stuck, because they wait for life to decide, instead of using today to create their future. Preparation requires discipline. It means trading comfort now for strength later. It means doing the hard, unseen work while no one is watching. But it also means being steady when everyone else is scrambling. You don't wait until your house is burning to look for the exits. You don't wait until your money runs out to study finances. You don't wait until your relationship is broken to learn how to communicate. You don't wait until your health is gone to start caring for your body. These things are too important to leave until the last moment. They demand daily focus, steady effort, and consistent care. When you build before you need to, you gain something powerful: leverage. Instead of reacting to the world, you can influence it. You're not stuck. You can shift, adapt, and even lead. You're not waiting for opportunities, you're creating them. You're not depending on luck, you're ready for both success and setbacks. This preparation creates a quiet kind of confidence, not arrogance but assurance. The confidence that comes from knowing you've been building, learning, and growing all along. That you've already done the work. Most people won't start until it's too late. Every person begins life with the same drive. Survival, the need to secure food, safety, shelter, and stability. And for many, survival becomes the entire journey. Work, pay bills, repeat. Life turns into routine, not opportunity. But survival is only the starting point. The real question is, when will you move beyond it? When will you shift from simply getting by to building something lasting, something meaningful? That is the path from survival to significance. Survival is reactive. It's driven by fear, urgency, and pressure. It keeps you focused only on the short term, solving today's problem. But significance is proactive. It's deliberate. It's rooted in purpose, not panic. It asks, what can I contribute? Instead of how do I just get through? This change doesn't happen overnight. It begins with one decision: to use your time not just to exist, but to grow. When someone chooses to spend 1 hour each day learning, creating, or serving, not because they must, but because they want to, that is the start of the transformation. That's when life shifts from something you endure to something you shape. That's when you realize you weren't born only to pay bills and face struggles. You were born to grow, to build, to give, and to make an impact. Significance doesn't come from survival. It is created by those who rise above it. The world doesn't need more people running on autopilot. It needs people with intention. People who don't just keep their heads above water, but also extend a hand to lift others. People who see beyond daily routines and connect with deeper meaning in their work, words, and time. This kind of mindset isn't built in perfect conditions. It's forged in challenges, when someone decides there has to be more than this and takes action. Significance doesn't come from chasing fame or recognition. It comes from impact, from knowing that because you lived, something got better. Someone found hope. A problem was solved. A new path opened. Sometimes it's visible to many, sometimes only to a few. But either way, it begins with the choice to stop living only for survival and to start building something that lasts beyond yourself. Too many believe they must be wealthy, famous, or powerful to make a difference. That's simply not true. All you need is consistency, focus, and the willingness to think past today. Every hour you invest in growth takes you away from chaos and fear and brings you closer to purpose. Every small act of discipline, kindness, or courage leads you to a life that matters, not just for you, but for others. The shift from survival to significance is also a shift in perspective. Instead of asking, what do I need just to get through? You start asking, what am I building that will remain after me? Instead of focusing only on stress and expenses, you begin focusing on value and legacy. This doesn't mean ignoring struggles. It means not letting them define you. It means using them as fuel, growing through them, and bringing others along the way. You may still face responsibilities and challenges, but in the middle of it, you carve out space for something greater, a purpose, a mission, a daily effort that reflects who you are becoming, not just what life demands from you. That is how the journey begins, from struggle to service, from pressure to purpose, from survival to significance. In today's noisy, distracted world, one focused hour a day can become your biggest advantage. Whether it's learning, preparing, or strengthening your mindset, daily effort builds change. The move from survival to significance doesn't require giant leaps. It's made up of small, deliberate steps practiced consistently. 1 hour a day of growth builds resilience, confidence, and opportunity. Your future isn't shaped by luck, it's shaped by choice, and choosing to dedicate just 1 hour a day to your growth can become the decision that changes everything. The time is already yours. The question is, how will you use it?